right, so we're talking about a few things you guys should probably consider unlearning in the gym. There are a few main habits that a lot of people kind of lean into that they could probably get rid of in the course of their career. And obviously some of these habits, you know, sound pretty like service level at first, but then when you actually do these things for years and years and years on end, you know, you run into kind of a cascade of problems. So the first thing that I think about is people doing exercises that they like instead of exercises that they need. So a very common thing would be, say you like doing dips or something, so the only thing you do for triceps is dips. Well, actually, if your long head is lagging behind the long head of your tricep, then you would probably want to do something related to like an extension or a push down or something like that a lot more, because that's actually going to bias the long head of the tricep. Dips are not like a terrible idea for that, but you know, they're not quite as good as a nice cross-body extension. So people will pick exercises like that they enjoy instead of exercises that they actually need. This could be something even as simple as, you know, a hammer strength chest press that gives you a good like pump, a good sensation, even though hammer strength doesn't really make great chest presses. They're more like tricep and delt dominant machines. So if you enjoy a hammer strength machine, it would be smart of you to move on to a Smith machine, a Nautilus machine, whatever it is, something that is actually more made for training the chest properly. So it's kind of just like a very common habit that people run into is they'll go, oh, I like this machine, I like the way it feels. And obviously you should enjoy something, you should find it comfortable, but at the end of the day, you know, doing things you actually need is going to be pretty important. So when you evaluate your physique, you evaluate your program, you find what is actually useful to me, what do I actually need to have in my routine. So for example, these tricep extensions I've been needing because the long head of my tricep needs to come up. It's the weakest point on my physique, or at least one of the weakest points on my physique right now, in my opinion. So I definitely feel like I have to bring it up. So how am I gonna bring it up? Well, by doing some extensions. So we're gonna run, I got 38 pounds. I'm gonna run probably 41. I'm gonna put on my little micro plates that you guys see me use all the time. Gonna throw these on and just take this set pretty close to failure. Maybe we'll leave like 1 rep in the tank or something like that, but this should be a pretty good spot. That's 4 pounds, so 42 and a half, something like that, and this should look pretty good. So we'll start with the right today because I want to and I feel like it. So here we go. Let's do it. All right, that was 5, but probably 1 in the tank, so we'll keep going. All right, so another super common problem that people run into is not giving enough intensity to body parts they don't like. So there are certain body parts that most people want to see bigger, like biceps, obviously. So when people train biceps, it's like, okay, I can see why they train biceps to failure. But something like abs, where it's a little bit less of like a complete result, because abs obviously change with different levels of body fat, you know, hamstrings, you can't really see them in the front. There are certain muscles where, like, for whatever reason, people just really don't care about training them as hard or putting as much love into them. And it kind of, at the end of the day, makes your physique a lot less complete, right? So we have to think that when we come in here, we are trying to literally maximize our time in the gym as best possible to give as many different body parts as we can a good amount of love so that our whole body grows and that we actually have a better physique at the end of the day. So even if it's something that we can't see or really quantify with our training, it is still good to really put a lot of love into different parts of your body that you might not normally put that kind of attention into. So, you know, again, if someone's hitting biceps, it makes sense why they would train them hard, but that's a lot different with, you know, say adductors or something different. So with that, we're gonna run our preacher curl here. We got 40 pounds and we're gonna see how that goes here. All right, here we go. Let's do it. I hyperextend as well, so I need to be careful. Wow, that drop off came fast. I think I got a little deeper than I did the time before. That was a really nice 5, so we're gonna keep going. So the last bad habit I can think about that I think a lot of people are still doing is skipping days. Now, I'm not talking about taking an extra day to recover from time to time when you need it. I'm talking about people who actually don't have the discipline to go in and hit leg days. And this is a super common problem. You'll talk to people that take lifting like semi-seriously, and it's like, oh yeah, I don't really hit legs. But at the end of the day, your legs are actually very important for you, like physically, and in terms of quality of life, lifespan, longevity, frailty. It is just generally important to have really good legs. But a lot of people don't realize the discipline aspect as well, just especially as a man. Like if you're a man personally, I feel like it makes you a better man to consistently adhere to doing things that are hard. Leg training is very hard. There's no getting around it. It is systemically very, very demanding. There is no scenario in which, training legs is going to be easy. And again, I feel like that's one of those things where as you mature and as you start lifting for more and more time, you will eventually reach a point, you will eventually reach a point where legs become extremely taxing on your central nervous system, but that's okay, because you tough it out and you fight through it, and that's what makes you a better man. So that is the last bad habit I would say to really consciously actually think about avoiding. Hope you guys found this useful. If you guys are looking to actually learn how to build your own training split, check it out down below in the description. The split building, the ultimate split building blueprint. I came out with it a couple months ago, or a couple days ago, sorry. And you guys check it out down below. And yeah, coaching application down below as well. I'll see you guys soon.